English 5, and this is a comprehension. Read the passage and answer the questions. As I've said before, you really must always read it, and do answer the questions. I think I've told you before about a little boy who just read the passage, didn't answer the questions. So read the passage and answer the questions. I'll point with this red dot and then we can all see where we're at. When deciding to repaper the walls of a room, the initial step is to select a paper of a suitable type and then find out how many rolls are required for the job. As far as the first matter is concerned, very little of a definite nature can be said, because the fancies of one person need not agree with those of another. However, the following advice may be offered with safety. Choose a bright, warm paper for a room with a north aspect in order to introduce a cheerful note. B. Pick colours that do not clash with those of the furnishings, paying particular attention to the curtains, the chairs and the floor coverings, the hearth tiles, if any, and remember that a small pattern, or none at all, is best for a small room, and a large pattern for a spacious room. If you've got time and you feel you've got the energy, you can read it again. But did you notice how slowly I did it? Read it out as though you're reading out loud. It's a real investment in a high mark. It's very tempting to just go, oh, got to get on to the questions. Don't do that. Don't do that. Take your time. Very often the slowest readers end up with the highest marks. So just be confident. But that's very difficult when you can hear everybody else turning their things over and you know you're still reading. It can get you panicked. Right. And remember, refer back to the passage. It is not a memory test. When repapering, I do beg your pardon. When repapering a room, you must first decide how many rolls of wallpaper to buy. That sounds about right. They mentioned that, didn't they? But let's just check. When deciding to repaper the walls of a room, the initial, that means the first step, is to select the paper of a suitable type and then decide how many rolls are required. All right, so not how many, budget to buy wallpaper with. Well, obviously, if you haven't got any money, you can't afford to do it. So you and I would know that's a sensible thing, but that is not what is in the passage. It's do we understand the passage, not how good are we at home decoration. A suitable wallpaper to buy. Yes, we need to get a suitable one before we do anything else. So C was our answer. Let's just check the other ones. How to improve the old wallpaper. How to remove the old paper. Again, you know, you and I think would say yes to that. And furniture for the room. Because you can't get the wallpaper to match if you don't know what your furniture is likely to be. But what it says, the first step is to decide on the paper. Why does the author not offer, notice the word not, offer firm advice about which type of wallpaper to choose? I seem to recall this as different people like different things. So I'm going to just highlight that and then we'll have a quick look. And what does it say? Right. As for the first matter, that was the initial step is select a suitable type. As for the first matter is concerned, very little of a definite nature can be said because the fancies of one person need not agree with another. I fancy a cup of tea, you fancy a cup of coffee. One isn't right or wrong, they're just different. So there we are, that was our answer. Let's just check the others just in case. The author doesn't like wallpaper. The author doesn't care. Most wallpaper's fine. Number 3. Why should light wallpaper be chosen for a dark room? Now, did it mention a dark room? No. It did mention, however, a north aspect. And what does that mean? It means it faces north. And therefore, it's not getting sun in the morning when it comes up from the east, from the south during the day, or from the west when it goes down at bedtime. So it's a dark room. It's got no direct sunlight coming in. And what does it say about that? Choose a bright, warm paper for a room with a north aspect in order to introduce a cheerful note. It looks nicest. I think that is the answer that they've got there. Now it says we would imply it makes the room look lighter, but it doesn't mention that at all. It just says a cheerful note. That won't clash with the sofa. Light wallpaper is cheap. Dark rooms look ugly. Who knows? But definitely the author thinks it's because it looks nicest. In which sort of room should you put wallpaper with a large pattern? Right, back we go. And if any, remember that a small pattern or none at all is best for a small room, and a large pattern for a spacious room. Spacious means lots of space. So it is a large room, a large pattern for a large room. Now the thing to notice with this, a lot of these things, it doesn't look like vocabulary, does it? At no point does it say, what does this word mean? But you needed to know that initial, where is it? Initial meant first. That spacious meant large. There was another one as well, wasn't there? You needed to know a little bit about a north aspect, meaning that it's facing north, and therefore that's not vocabulary, is it? So vocabulary is going to be there, but it's not necessarily what does this word mean. Anyway, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.